Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Alba. So, welcome everyone to the Teacher as Content Creators, integrating technological resources in our teaching practices. Right now, we are going to tell you who are the people in charge of this course. First of all, I will introduce to our workshop coordinator, Professora Claudia Corimacho, and also to our mentors, Alba Rioja and Cristina Villagra. They are helping us with the transmission and also with the development of the course. Alba.
Okay, thanks, Miss Gabi and Miss Carolina. I will welcome everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to present the course to introduce Miss Gabriela and Miss Carolina. I will tell you something about their career. Gabriela Bustos is a teacher of English as a foreign language, and she has a bachelor's degree in teaching English as a foreign language. She was awarded a Fulbright scholarship as teaching assistant for the Spanish department at Willamette University at Salem, Oregon in the USA between August 2012 and May 2013. She has worked for different state schools for more than 15 years at different levels, and she has worked for various private institutions for more than 12 years. At present, she is pursuing a graduate diploma in psychology at the Catholic University of Salta, and she has been working for the digital education team for the Ministry of Education of the province of Salta for 2 years. On the other hand, Constanza Oliveros has a degree in English teaching and education. She has over 10 years of experience teaching the English language and culture at the secondary level and in different institutions and levels. She specializes in education and information and communication technologies. She is currently pursuing a master's degree in language sciences at the National University of Salta. Okay, so welcome everyone. So we are ready to start. Okay.
Thank you, Alba. Thank you so much. To begin with, we are going to tell you about our roadmap for this meeting. First of all, we are going to show you some goals that we have for this course, and also to tell you about the activities that we are doing today. Then we will have a look at 3 different approaches that you probably already know, but we are going to just refresh some ideas. Then we will work with the implementation of backward design, which is the core of our course. And also, as a stage of this backward design, we are going to use the artificial intelligence for the designing of objectives. Finally, we are going to work with the first stage in the backward design, yes, and we will give you the first activity for your final project. When we talk about this course evaluation criteria, the things or the requirements that you have is 100% attendance to the meetings, to the synchronous meeting. Also, you are supposed to submit a final project, yes, at the end of the 4th meeting. And also, there are some asynchronous task activities in Campus Edu Salta, yes, that you will receive the information in your mailbox. Any questions, any doubts that you have? You can share in the chat. Let me know. The attendance is going to be at the end of, or let's say before the first meeting. You are going to have the QR code for the attendance to present in your work.
It's clear. Thank you, Gisela.
All right, and so we will have 4 meetings, yes, that take place on Mondays. July 7th is the next, and August 4th and August 11th, yes. After the 4th meeting, you are supposed to present your final project, and with that, you are going to get the certification for the course. All right, and so to begin with, we are going to go with the objectives and agenda for the day with Miss Carolina.
I am going to share now, Gabby.
Yes, please.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, yes, now I can see it.
Great. So the goals of this course are to encourage content creation and adaptation of materials within the cultural context of students, and to foster the design of lesson plans by specifying learning outcomes at the beginning of the lesson, and integrate technological resources. To successfully achieve these goals, in today's meeting, we are going to explore and revise different curriculum development approaches in English language teaching. Then we are going to identify the stages of the backward design process. And finally, we are going to set the objectives for your lesson plan using artificial intelligence.
Thank you, Caro. All right. Before we move on to this activity, where I'm going to share, yes, a game. Is that correct? Wait a second. Sorry. We are going to share with you this QR code so that we can share some thoughts and feelings and ideas, yes, about different topics that we are going to deal in this meeting. So if you go to bookclub.com, yes, and you type the code of the event, you will find the activity and you can join this. Now I'm going to share with you the book club.
You have the link in the chat box.
Yes.
Or you can scan the QR code.
Let me know when the people in YouTube are ready, Alba, also.
I have also shared the link in YouTube.
All right, thank you.
So they now are able to connect, to go to the link.
Wait, let's wait for some people. Do you know how many people can enter the event in Book Club, or it's like a lot of people can enter?
Yes, more than 100, I think.
All right, so let's wait a second. I can see 30 people already. Okay.
Miss Alba Carmen Ortiz, she wrote an email. She says she can't connect. I don't know if you have her on YouTube.
Okay, what's her name, please?
Carmen Ortiz.
Okay, I will check.
Thank you.
Okay, we now have 50 people. So we will wait for some more.
60.
Mhm. Mhm. They are sending their reactions too.
Amazing. Miss, do we have to log in? No, it's
No.
not.
No, you have to enter the event, the code.
Accept cookies.
I guess so. But I will start the presentation, let's say. You have to, we are waiting for the other people to load, to enter the code. So far we are going to get to 80, but we can wait because we know that there are more than 80 people in the meeting. So
The code. The code is the letters UIPFPN. Here.
it's in the screen, projected.
Al ingresar sale que no hay ningún nuevo voto de
No.
momento.
Yes, because we haven't started. We are waiting for the people to enter the event. Somebody has an open microphone.
Alejandra, this is the code. Código de evento. Now you cannot see the questions. You are going to see the questions once we get to more than 100 participants, okay?
Yeah, when we get to 100, then we can start. What do you think, Caro?
Yes, sure. Teachers
Yes.
are anxious.
Yes.
Okay,
We're very
thanks.
excited, but yes, we understand that connections are not the same everywhere. So that's why we wait a little bit for the others. Well, I will move to the first survey. Yes. Now you can just vote.
Would you like me to read it?
Yes, please. Thank you.
A curriculum is a list of topics, key facts, and skills that facilitate effective teaching and learning. Is that true or false?
There are some people who says it's false. So then I would love to read the reasons why they are choosing one or the other.
Yes, some teachers are asking for the code. It's still here on the
Yes.
screen.
Yeah.
Here.
At the upper side, yes, of the screen, you can also see. There are still people getting into the event. And some of them haven't voted. So, is there anyone in the audience that want to share why you chose true or false? If someone wants to open their mics and tell us.
No.
Or maybe through the chat, because you may have some reasons why you say one or the other, right?
Okay, they say false because it is more than a list. Karina Ontiveros, okay. Gabriel, yes, the code is here next to googlab.com. Use this code. We cannot see your names in the answers. Yeah.
Yes, it's anonymous.
Karina Ontiveros says it is an organized plan, the curriculum. Okay. Thank you, Karina.
All right. Do you think we should move on to the next?
All right.
But we can see that we have 80%. We are not going to give you any answers yet. So we are going to move on to the next. So that because these are previous ideas that you may have for the whole event. Yes, but
Yes.
then along the event, you're going to see your answers to these questions.
Or Gabby, before we move on, I would like to read some answers. Luciano says, it's true. For me, as it guides both teaching and learning to ensure educational goals are met effectively. And Euge Simino, she says, it's essential to be organized at the time of teaching. Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Great.
Luciano, Euge. Rodrigo, he thinks it's false because it's a structured plan that outlines the goals, contents, and method for effective teaching and learning. Okay, thank you, Rodrigo. Edith says it's true. It's a guide. Thank you.
All right, we will move to the next now. When you plan your lessons, where do you start? When you plan your lessons, where do you start? And you have three different possibilities. I move from input to process and output. I start with process and derive input and output from classroom methodology. I start from output and then deal with the process and input.
It's personal, okay?
Yes, yes. Here we don't have like a correct answer. It's just you have to say, where do you start?
So far, most people start with output and then they move on with process and input. Wow.
Miss, sorry, can you explain the three of them?
The three of them, process, output, and input?
Yes, I mean the options, like.
Yes, okay. Input refers to content, process to the methods, and output to the results, okay? Like the outcomes. So when you start planning your lesson, what do you think of first? The content, the methods, or the results? Is that clear?
Yes, Miss, thanks.
Thank you.
Great. Yes, I can see that most people start from the results, as you said, Caro.
Yes, and then people.
And there is no correct answer. You have to have that in mind because it's just, as we said, previous ideas.
And
Should
it's
we-
not.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Come on.
And I was I was asking if I should move on or not.
I will read some answers here. I
Okay.
start from output and then deal. Oh, wait. Oh, I cannot see it now. Wait a minute. Well, I have chosen the third one because it is important to start from the things we want our students to do with the language and then plan the process and input. Lourdes, okay. And here, Maya Contreras, she starts from output and then deals with the process and input. This way, I focus first on what I want my students to achieve. Once the learning outcomes are clear, I plan the activities, the process, and choose the materials, input, that will help them reach those goals effectively. Thank you, Maya.
Great. I like that they give explanations on what they do. That's great. Great to have these ideas in mind. Well, let's move on to the next or not. What do you think?
Me? I think,
Yes, please. Mhm.
okay, we can move on.
All right. Here you have an open question. It says, what are the main challenges you face in the current context? So this is an open question. It can be short, it can be just a word or two. The main challenges you face in the current teaching context. And well, here we have a teacher that wrote integrating ICT. Catch students'
Catch
attention, right? Overcrowded classrooms, inclusion, evaluation, lack of resources.
Artificial intelligence in the classroom. Motivation.
All right, find interesting activities and engaging activities. It's moving too fast. Engagement, motivation, students' motivation. Students' disabilities, it says. Disruption on students.
Engagement, indifference. Okay.
Maybe you can share, and now you can, let's say, open up and share your feelings about this lack of motivation on your students. Also, inclusion is a very serious issue because we are not prepared, let's say, to face these challenges. Resources, I mean, I think that the context demands that we know about technology, right? But we don't have always the resources that we need. You can share your feelings also through the chat, people. Now it's your time for catharsis, right?
Some people, some teachers also say using technology, integrating technology, students' lack of interest.
Motivation is the most common. What do you think, Caro? And also lack of interest and lack of resources.
One teacher says, make students laugh. One, yeah. Sometimes teenagers are impossible, or I don't know, teenagers, children, I think, are more engaging. Okay, diverse.
Children like English more than teenagers.
Diversity, it's also their student diversity, diverse students. Students paying attention is quite hard.
Yes, many students, I mean, most of the students use their cell phones, but not for learning. Yes, I don't know. What do you think? Or technology, let's say they do know how to use computers, cell phones, but they do not use those resources for learning, especially.
Yes, they are mentioning students' attention span, distractions.
All right, we have a lot of ideas here.
Behavior, lack of interest,
Mhm.
lack of time to prepare dynamic lessons, right?
That's true. You're talking about the connection at schools. Now also we have some restrictions for the use of cell phones.
Behavior,
Mm-hmm.
participation. Yeah, sometimes the activities are fun, engaging, but the students, they don't want to participate. Why is that?
All right, let's move on to the next.
Okay.
Okay, now this is the last one, and you have to write what's your level of familiarity with the ICT tools. And let's see, you have to be honest. Because this course includes a lot of activities that you are going to need, some familiarity with ICT tools. We will show you some options, but we have a lot of beginners now also,
Intermediate.
and a few advanced.
Oh, I cannot see the little chick anymore.
Poor thing. Okay. So, well, I guess we will have to work a lot for developing these ICT tool skills, right? It doesn't matter if you don't have the opportunity to put them into practice right now or immediately, but it's good that you recognize the advantages, or I mean, you talked about motivation, and they are very useful to motivate our students.
And the most important is that that's why we are here, because we want to develop, to foster digital literacy among teachers.
All right. So we will move on to now the following activity. All right. Caro, can you see? Before we move on, we are going to show you, or you are going to ask to play this game. Yes? And the people who cannot play the game, just wait a little bit so that we are going to share. But here, this game is for refreshing some terminology, yes? In the previous activity, there were some words that probably you are not familiar with right now, or maybe you are just, at the moment, you don't remember them. So the idea is that with this game, you refresh some of those words.
I have we are sharing the link in the chat box if you want to enter with the computer. Or you can scan the QR code if you have your cell phone with you. So show your thumbs up if you are already in the game.
Okay.
Should we log
Yes,
in?
please react.
Good. You shouldn't. You're not supposed to log in. It's just a game.
No.
Jessica says she's in.
Great.
Who else is there in the game? React.
Yes, react. Tell us with an emoji.
Federico, yes. If you have a question, come on. Ready, I am in. Gisela.
Great.
Gabriel. Federico is in. Thank you. Should we play right now? Can they start playing?
Yes, sure. Yes. You're supposed, because there are only 5 questions or 5, items. So yes, you should start. If you're in, then you start.
Yes, I think that you can start. I have also shared the link in YouTube channel, and the participants there, they say that they are ready.
Great. They should start playing then.
Come on, it's a game. It's fun.
I think that you can also share the screen. Yes, your screen, Miss Gabi or Miss Carolina.
Yes, but we wanted them to play first,
Okay.
and then we will share the screen, but with a different format so that everybody can participate.
Great. Okay.
According to the game they have played.
Okay.
Okay, you will have some minutes to play. And when you finish, let us know in the chat box or with an emoji.
Yes, okay.
Which emoji? Like clapping your hands.
That's true, that's true. If you finished or if you're done, just clap your hands.
Jessica Costilla says, the little monsters killed me. Oh no, I'm sorry. Still playing. Done, Romina.
Great.
Good.
I guess you have the answers then.
Game over. Andrea says game over. And Lourdes, I didn't know how hard it was trying not to be killed. Yeah.
That's true.
Alexa has participated and she lost. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Cynthia.
Yeah, you have to be fast. Mm-hmm.
I can't stand it. Sorry. I don't know how to play it. Oh, you have to move.
With the arrows.
Yes, it's like you have to walk to make the robot. Is it a robot?
Yeah, kind of.
Andrea says, done. Nice activity. Thank you.
Okay, some participants in the YouTube channel say that they were eaten by the bugs.
Yeah, you have to be
Some of
fast.
them.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yes, the idea is that you get to know or get familiar with these terms because you are going to use them along the course. And so the idea is that you probably know all of them, but I don't know, with time you forget, or I don't know, you're not used to read them so often. But the idea is that you get familiar with the terms, yes, the terminology in this.
Florencia says, it was so fun, so Pac-Man-like. Yeah.
Yes.
And Betty says it was hard to escape.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from that generation too. The Pac-Man generation.
Rest in peace, Maricel Guerra. Oh.
That's fine. We are going to play the game once they finished, or when most of them have finished. Let me know, because we are going to use another format so that everybody can see the correct answers.
Andrea says that she usually uses the activity with her students and she loves word wall. Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah, it's very useful.
Yes, what about teachers there in the streaming, Alba?
Yes, most of them are writing comments about the game because they have already played it. And Majo Valdez says that she died 3 times. And some of them say that it was a great activity, very fun. And for example, Mr. Gabriel Rodriguez says that he's the leader. That he's on the leaderboard. Okay. And it was great, even though they lost. Yes. Fear, one teacher says that he thought that the Green Monsters were his or her friends. Okay, so most of them said that it was really fun.
Alba. Well, I am going to play here so that you can participate in the chat in case you haven't through the game. And we can discuss some ideas, right? This question says, a curriculum is a list of topics, key facts, and skills. You have already read this idea. A map of how to achieve outputs, or the overall plan or design for a course. So in the chat, you can type what do you think is the correct answer.
We can say A, B, or C.
A or C. Mm-hmm. Probably you can have more than one correct answer.
Some teachers are saying B, B, C, C. Cynthia Causarano says it's a motivating strategy to review. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
B, B, C, 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 C. Most teachers are saying C.
C. All right. So no. So remember, when we were doing the first activity, you said this option was true or false, a list of topics. But I remember a teacher who said that it was more than that. I remember one of the teachers, Caro. But well, let's play this one. Yes, this is correct. And this is also correct. a map of how to achieve. Input refers to, and then we have three options: methods, classroom activities, or the linguistic content of a course. A, B, or C? What do you think? Input.
We have some answers. C, C, C.
Okay, let's say that it's C, the correct answer. Yes, that's the correct answer. The linguistic content. Process refers to methodology, syllabus, and learning objectives.
Some people are saying A. Okay.
Okay, then we go for the first one. Yes, that's the correct answer. Process. Remember this game later on. Output refers to, then says linguistic content, what learners are able to do as a result of instruction or the teaching methods. What do you think? Linguistic contents, what learners are able to do as a result of instruction or teaching methods.
They say output is B. B. Most of them.
Okay, great. So because they learn in the game, right? Great. So let's say that we can call these objectives. Needs analysis implies, and then it says identifying learners' communicative needs, identifying desired results, or determining evidence of learning. Identifying learners' communicative needs, identifying desired results, or determining evidence of learning.
We have some answers, A, C, A.
So we are between these two. Most answers,
Sorry?
where are they?
A and C. Some people
A and
are
C.
also saying
All right.
the options are A and C.
Okay, let's say that this is the correct answer. Great. So we are going to move on now to another practical activity. So it's, let's say, a very practical course. So in this case, we are going to analyze some lesson samples. First of all, we are going to do one together, and then after that, we are going to share with you other like 3 examples, lesson samples, for you to analyze, because we don't want to bore you with a lot of theory. So you are going to analyze the lesson samples, and you are going to get the ideas that we want before the Caro, now you have to share the Genially, please.
All right. Give me a second. Thank you, teachers, for participating. Did you enjoy the games? Great.
Great.
It's not allowing me. I will try again now. Can you see it?
Wait a second, not yet. If you can't, I will try then.
I'm here. I can see the screen. It says sharing, but I don't know if you are seeing it.
Yeah, now we are.
Okay.
Maybe
So
you can
here
put
we
it full
have
screen here with the
as
button. Try with this button at the corner, the bottom corner. Maybe you can just put in full screen. Try if it is possible. Yeah, that one.
yes, all right. So as Miss Gabriela said, you will have 3 different lesson samples, and we are going to do the first together, the analysis of the first together, yes? This is Mr. Arias' lesson, and what we need to focus on is the starting point. Is he starting with the process, the content, or the outcomes? Let's read it together. Mr. Arias has decided to start with a warm-up and review, engaging students, revising previous knowledge, in this case, pronouns. Then he is going to introduce a new grammar structure that is related to the simple present. And we have an example here. I work, she works. Then he's planning to do repetition drills in chorus and individually to master pronunciation. After that, he is making students substitute parts of a sentence to internalize the pattern. And then he is going to use transformation drills. Students are going to change affirmative sentences to negative sentences using auxiliaries. And in the last part of the lesson, he is going to provide a question and answer practice, applying knowledge in a controlled conversational context. For example, do you work? Does your mom work? So on and so forth. And finally, he's going to end the lesson reinforcing key grammar points learned during the lesson. So what do you think?
What do you think is this teacher's starting point? The process, the content, or the outcomes? Please share in the chat, please.
Thank you. Can you see the chat box, Miss Gabby?
Yeah, I will try. No messages so far, I think. Content, says Romina. But that's the only, wait.
Miss Gabby and Miss Carolina, in the YouTube channel, most participants answered that option A or B. That is process or content. Yes.
Okay.
Well, now, Miss Alba has shared with you the file where it says with more lesson samples, because I guess you cannot see our screen properly because it's too little, the letters. So you will have the document for you to read the other 2 lesson samples.
You have Miss Rodriguez lesson and Mrs. Ramirez lesson to read.
So you can take a couple of minutes for you to read properly, and then you share again, where does he or she start?
Okay, the links are pinned in the chat box here in the Meet session, so they can enter to the Google Drive folder, and there they will have a PDF and they will be able to read the sample lessons. Okay.
Let us know in the chat whether you are reading or you're having troubles to find. I don't think so, but
You can write your answers in the chat box, and then we are going to analyze all of them together, right?
Yeah, Andrea says reading, so she's not working.
Okay, thank you, Cecilia. We don't want you to interrupt the reading, so we will give you like 5 minutes, and then we will read your answers, right? But you can type your answers in the chat box. Thank you. Yes, teacher.
Do you want to share something?
Romero, if I don't know what's your name?
I guess he wanted to give, or she, we don't know, wanted to give the answer. She's in the chat.
Okay, we have a lot of answers now.
Well, according to the answers, maybe you can move to the previous one, Caro. Because Ramirez is after.
Mr. Arias or Miss Rodriguez?
No, yes, Miss Rodriguez. Yes, because that's the.
Okay.
I read some answers about Miss Rodriguez. Where is it? Okay, I have Cecilia. She says Miss Rodriguez starts with process and Ramirez with outcomes. Then I have concerning with Miss Rodriguez, she starts with the process. That's Jose's answer. She starts with process. Del Carmen Cruz, process. And then some people says Mrs. Ramirez starts with outcomes. Outcomes, and a lot of people said outcomes, Ramirez outcomes. You want me to share the Genially now, please? All right, okay. Okay. Oh, can you put it in? Okay. So as most people said, yes, the development of language teaching can start from content, from process, or outcomes. And each of these starting points reflect our assumptions about teaching and learning. This theory, let's say, was taken from Richards, who is a very well-known, yes, author. And we have different teaching strategy designs. Yes, the first one is called the forward design. The forward design, yes, as you can see, is related in a linear fashion. It starts with content, then it moves to process, and finally to the outcomes. In language teaching, this forward planning is an option when the aims of learning are understood in very general terms. For example, in courses, like in general English courses, yes? And good examples of this forward design. Caro, can you show us the examples? Okay, there we have the communicative language teaching, content-based instruction, and content and language integrated learning. Yes, as these are good examples of a forward design. Now we will move on to the central design. As you can see, the central design starts with a process and, as we said before, methodology or methods. Yes, it includes a selection of activities, techniques, and methods, and then you develop the content from the activities. Yes, it's a more learner-focused on learning-oriented perspective. And you have a good example of this central design as the natural approach or the silent way, or also the task-based language teaching, but the task-based first version. Yes. Finally, we are going to focus on the backwards design, yes, which was in trend in the 1990s, yes, and as many people read in Mrs. Ramirez's lesson plan, starts with the outcomes and then derives the content and the process from these outcomes. This is the examples. A good example of this backward design is the second version of the task-based language teaching. And also it sets the standards of a common European framework of reference. So if you have a look at this, they are examples of the backwards design. Yes. Okay. And this is the one we are going to work with in this course. So as you worked with the different lesson plans, each of them is the starting point of the lessons, right? So it says in this quiz, you're going to answer, what kind of design does Ms. Rodriguez choose to plan her lesson? The forward design, the central design, or the backwards design? What do you think? Now they have different names. Central design says Ms. Julissa Romero, central design. Please share your answers before we choose one or the other. Central design, says Veronica, Maya. All right. Click on that, Caro. The central design, yes. All right, good. And what about, this is a central design, great. That's a correct answer. What kind of design does Mr. Arias choose to plan his lesson? Mr. Arias, central design, the forward design, or the backward design? Cecilia says forward. Patricia, Pardo, yeah, most of them said forward. Forward design. Good, excellent. Forward design. Forward D. All right, move on to the next one. And final question. Okay, what kind of design does Mrs. Ramirez choose to plan her lesson? And then you have the backward design, the central design, or the forward design. Backward. Okay. Okay, most of them said backward, which is the correct answer. Now you can identify, yes, the 3 different designs and the one we are going to work with, which is the backward design. We are going to start describing the elements of the backward design, Caro.
All right. Wiggins and McTighe are educational theorists and the authors of this design, and they recommend following 3 steps. The first one is to identify desired results that is based on our students' communicative needs. And then we have to determine acceptable evidence of learning. That is to say that we need to think about how we want to assess our students' skills and knowledge. And finally, we should start planning learning experiences and instruction, like organizing the content and the learning experiences. All right? This is Wiggins and this is McTighe. Okay. And we can say that backward design and competency-based instruction go hand in hand because they share 3 main principles. The first one is the explicit learning outcomes, and they describe specific knowledge, skills, and behaviors students are expected to acquire and apply in real-world contexts. Then authentic assessment, that is continuous and performance-based, and it focuses on practical demonstration of skills. And the role of the teacher, who becomes a facilitator, but also a coach and a guide. Teachers in this design provide targeted support, feedback, and resources to help students achieve mastery. So now we have a game, an activity for you. Can you share, Miss Gabby?
Yes, but before going to the game, yes, let's show the stages of the backward design here in the presentation of the Genially so that they can, but you have to remember the steps, or do you want to play first? What's your idea, Caro? Do you want to play the game
I
first?
think that based
on what we have already
Yes, based on this previous information, yes.
Okay. So stop sharing so that I can share the...
Ready?
The code.
So based on the information I have just given, you are going to play this game and order the steps of the backward design, okay?
Yes. And the screen, can you see the screen, Caro?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you will have this QR code again, and you have all the elements or the stages of the backward design. But what you are going to do now is again play a game in order to order the steps of the backward design. Yes? What do you think should go first? And then you have organization of learning experiences, selection of learning experiences, formulation of objectives, assessment, diagnosis of needs, selection of content, organization of content. Let us know when you are in the game, when you are playing again.
Show your thumbs up if you are already in the game. Thank you.
Miss Gabi and Miss Carolina, we have to wait some minutes
All right.
for the YouTube participants.
All
because
right.
there's some
No problem.
delay, okay?
Yes, yes. Can you see some reactions, Caro? Or not yet?
Yes, they sent in. Done. Okay, thank you.
The link in the YouTube channel chat was already shared. Yes, and they are answering.
Great, great. Thank you, Alba.
Thank you. Okay, the ones who are saying done, was it correct? Like the order of steps?
Well, the idea is that you have in mind that all these steps you are going to follow when you design your final project for this course, right? So you will have this in mind when you design your final project.
Maria Victoria says, I did it terribly. In my case, I just ordered 4 in the right place, Romina. Okay.
Don't worry, because we are going to check again and clarify any doubts, right?
Don't panic. It's just a game. Relax. It's not an evaluation, luckily.
That's true. And I think that they are like, I don't know, we are all together, I don't know, revising some knowledge that we learned when we were at the teachers training college. And it's also useful to have that in mind when we plan our lessons now at present.
Yes, thank you, Jose. He says learning by making mistakes is also a learning process, right?
Right.
Andrea finished. Patricia also finished. Julissa. I like that name, Julissa.
Yeah, it's unique, right? But I cannot pronounce it properly.
Gisela, 2 out of 7. Okay. Luisa done, Soledad done. Good.
Okay, I will stop sharing this so that you can go back to the Genially.
Right.
Okay, a lot of reactions.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Okay, now it's being shared.
All right. So the first stage in backward design is the diagnosis of needs. We need to know the communicative needs of our students, and then we can move to the formulation of objectives. What do I want my students to do with the language, right? I can start selecting content and organizing the content. And then I will select learning experiences. Okay.
Yes.
And organize all of the learning experiences to finally determine what and how to evaluate. All right? Gabby, were you saying something?
No. I just wanted to clarify that when you go through the steps, yes, we are going to start right now with the first step of the design, yes. But no, nothing special.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to know, why was it confusing for you when you were matching the steps with the activities, like the stages with the numbers? If you want to share in the chat box. Okay.
Can you see some answers? No.
No, not yet. 5 out of 7. Here, Andrea and Tess, 7 out of 7. Congratulations. Well done. Does anybody want to share why was it confusing, or one of the steps was like not clear, maybe?
Okay. Before we move on to the break, because now we have a coffee break at home, I would like you to I would like to ask you to look for your plannings, because to look for your syllabus, right? Because that was a petition we made with the email that you had available your syllabuses. So you go to the break, have a coffee or something hot, and after the break, we need you to have, yes, near you your syllabuses for your courses, for one of your courses. Caro, you want to add something else?
What time are we coming back? Maybe at 10:15?
10:15 is okay. Mm-hmm.
See you again in 15 minutes, all right? Okay. Miss Gabby, some people are asking about the certificate of attendance. We should remind them of the attendance at the end of the meeting.
Yes, before the end of the meeting, we are going to share the QR code so that you can register. Remember to write your information properly, because we are going to send you also the link for the campus, so the information to enter Campus Edu Salta, so that you can get or start the activities and the project. Yes, so try to write the information properly, also your email, yes, and contact information in case. Remember to check the storage of your email account, because sometimes you do not get the information because you don't have storage in your mailbox. Check that, please. And also double check your information, because everything will be in your mail. When you start your project, your final project, we are going to go with some activities every meeting. Yes, it will be gradually developed throughout the meetings. So you need the information. Probably it's gonna be ready before Friday, or at least Saturday morning. You will have the information for getting or logging in the Campus Edu Salta.
So let us know if you are there. We are coming back. React with an emoji, like the happiest emoji. Okay. Oh, great.
Before we start, we would like you to share emojis in the chats so as to know what's going on with you. Yes. First, can you see my screen, Caro? Yes. No.
Yes, what about people on the streaming? Are they there? Are they back?
Yes, Miss Gabby and Carolina, yes, they are back. Some of them say no pajamas, and they are reacting with some emojis.
Great.
Emojis, no
No
pajamas.
pajamas?
No.
Probably
no.
they are at work, some people.
Yes, probably. Yes.
Okay, what about your coffee break? Was it useful at this time?
Are you a coffee lover or a mate lover or a tea lover? You can also write that information in the chat box.
Mate lover always miss.
Yes, of course, darling. You are my friend. Tea lover here. Okay.
Thanks.
Good.
Okay, and what about this?
Are you enjoying this learning experience? Wow, look at the emoji, fantastic.
Okay.
What about streaming?
Yes, okay, they are answering the second question.
Right. Yes.
Most of them say that they are coffee lovers.
Oh.
Some of them mate lovers, but most of them coffee lovers.
Coffee lovers, as all English teachers. All right.
Cinnamon tea. Okay. And hot chocolate, some people are saying too. Amazing. Weather will not defeat me. Great, Jose. Yes, he's totally enjoying this learning experience.
Great. Thank you, Jose.
Yes. Okay. In the YouTube channel, they are in the YouTube chat. They are sending like those party emojis. Like
right.
Okay, saying that, meaning that okay, yes, they are enjoying.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Alba. What about this one? It says, if you love your profession.
I want to share some answers. They say Romero F. I don't know what F stands for. Lovely course. We need more courses like this, specific for English teachers. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your comment. And Joanna, I don't have a hot drink, but I have a fireplace. Well,
awesome.
That's a blessing.
Lucky you.
Me too, but I'm still cold. Now I have to wear my coat.
Oh, thank you for your hearts. They love the profession, the teaching profession.
We were talking with Caro that it's a very hard profession, but you also have a lot of, let's say, love from your students, also
Rewarding.
positive things from the profession.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's rewarding. And yes, they are asking for more courses like this. Thank you, for sure.
YouTube participants, most YouTube participants are sending hearts.
Great. It's a good
Lots
thing
of
to
hearts.
know. We are happy that you like it, and also we are enjoying this experience because it's also like learning for us, learning and let's say
Enriching
enriching.
experience for us. And also, we have to say that you are a wonderful group of teachers because you are participating a lot. You are active, engaged. Thank you.
Yes, I would like to say something about the attendance because there are some participants are asking about that. And before the end of the session, almost at 12, you will show the QR code and we will share the link in YouTube channel, in the YouTube chat, and also here. And the attendance certificates will be sent. Some of them will be sent automatically, and some of them will be sent tomorrow. Yes, so that you have the attendance certificate to present at your schools.
Yes.
Good. Thank you, Miss Alba. Miss Rioja.
Okay. As we said before, you are supposed to have your syllabuses close. Well, I've taken a very short sample of one syllabus for 5th grade in primary school. This belongs to Unit 3 and it's called When's Your Birthday? It was designed with these skills, yes, and also this linguistic content. The linguistic content in this syllabus are the month of the year, yes, and the context for the month of the year is celebrations in Argentina. And here you have some examples, like, for example, Friends Day, Children's Day, Teachers Day, yes. And you have also verb to be, yes, verb to be as a grammar linguistic content. Having this in mind, I want you to take your lesson plans, your syllabuses, and then choose one linguistic content and a context for that. Yes?
Sorry, Miss
Yes.
Gabby. We have here identificar los meses del año, identificar algunas celebraciones.
Yes.
What are those? Like the objectives, maybe?
Yes, those are like the, let's say, the objectives of the lesson as a whole. Yes. Identify months of the year. Yes.
And before we move on, I was thinking that since this course is focusing on backward design, we are not saying that the others or that one is more important than the other. It is just that from our perspective, we think the backward design is like more learner oriented, and also it provides more opportunities to incorporate digital resources. And that's why we are emphasizing backward design here.
Yes, that's the idea is that we are planning to design a project, and the project consists of designing a lesson plan, let's say, using the backwards design as the basis. But first, I mean, we have to choose the linguistic content and the context for that lesson plan. Yes, that is to say that our final project is a lesson plan, in simple words. But we are moving from, a specific content, yes? And we also have to think about the context for that design. And then we are moving to like all the steps in the backward design that Caro has mentioned before. And so this is your time to go and choose with your syllabuses at hand. You have to choose, or you're supposed to choose one unit of work and a content and a context. And then you can share also in the chat your choice.
Maybe something that you're planning to work with after the holidays.
Or in case of the students who are planning, maybe they are doing their practices, they can just write the linguistic content of that unit of work, and also the context where they are planning to prepare their practices. Remember, here you have the month of the year as an example, and celebrations for the context of this content, let's say.
Yes, like the linguistic contents are verb to be and months of the year, and the context, celebrations in Argentina. So that is what you can write here in the chat box. What is your linguistic content and your context, okay?
Okay. A teacher in YouTube chat already answered that her content is parts of a school and the context a rural school.
Does she mean
Right.
like the rooms in the school?
Yes, I think that she means that. Yes, parts of
Like facilities, like a gym, a library.
Yes, I think
Right.
so.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Thank
because
you.
it's like the local
Yes,
reality, right? Good.
right.
Rural schools, I love them. Have you ever worked in a rural school, Miss Gabriela?
Yes. I've been working like since 2007, and one of the like first schools I've worked was at Los Noques. I don't know if you know that. It's at the entrance of the city.
Oh, great. I haven't had the chance. Lourdes, she's an advanced student. Her linguistic content is there is and there are, and the context, parts of the house. All right, daily routine.
I would say, sorry, that parts of the house is also the part of the content. She needs to find a context, and by context we mean something connected to the student's life. Or,
for instance, my home or my house. That would be like the context. And parts of the house is part of the linguistic content because it deals with vocabulary, right?
That's true.
Excuse me. In YouTube, in the YouTube channel, Carolina Salado answers parts of the house, and the context would be country versus city.
Yeah.
That is to say, using the vocabulary related to different types of houses. I think that's okay.
Yes, we have to, we need to be clear about content and context. They are two different things because the context is more related to the student's reality, right? And with that in mind, our design is going to be different if we do not have that in mind.
Yes, I think here in the Meet chat, Miss Joanna mentions, okay, wait a minute, because I saw something that is, okay, Miss Celia Luna, the content would be there is, there are, and the context places in Salta City, so that's quite contextualized in our city. Yeah.
Yes, like my hometown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other answers in YouTube channel, we have Laura Valeria Barros, content, commands, and instructions, and the context, sandwiches, tutorials, how to prepare them.
Great. Yes.
Miss Valeria Ramos also answers the context, my adventures to Jujuy, and the content would be experiences in the journey.
Verbs of experience?
Yeah, she doesn't mention the linguistic content, but I guess it's present perfect.
Present perfect.
For
That's true.
Mm.
Come on, teachers, we need to read more examples.
Yes, another, I have more examples if you want me to read them.
Sure.
Miss Marcela says content, simple future, will, and the context would be our life project.
Yeah, that's true. That's good.
Yes, another teacher says simple present and the context, a school day.
Right. Yes.
Miss Fernanda Roxana Peralta says linguistic content, body actions, ed, ing adjectives, gerunds, and infinitive, and the two infinitive, and the context would be body and mind. Okay.
Carol, do you have more examples from the people in the Meet?
Patricia Uzi, she's dealing with modal verbs and the context, health problems. Okay.
Great. Great.
Okay, we have some teachers who answered present simple, context, my daily activities or my daily routine. That's something that is repeated because it's a very common content or linguistic content that is taught at the last courses of primary school and the first courses at secondary school.
Okay.
One teacher has a question. Primary school linguistic content abilities. Context, what activities can you do? Right. Abilities related to the question, what activities can you do? Okay.
Yes. Think about, well, I mean, it's just a suggestion that you try to think about the student's reality. And as we said, that the backwards design is centered on the student's needs. Think about them. I mean, put you in their shoes and think about what they will like to work with, what will motivate them to learn this context.
How can we engage?
How can we engage them? Yes. Think about what things are like the students prefer. For example, I don't know, video games, some of them sports, or maybe what cartoons do they like, or think about also, I mean, if you are connecting the simple present to a context, what would be like more familiar to them than just the routine? Yes. I mean, I know that the common, I mean, context is routines, but routines for whom? For example, for their favorite soccer player, for or I don't know, things they are like more close to their reality. Yes.
Yes, Sabrina is working with animals, farm animals, and the context is a visit to the farm.
Visit to the farm. Yes.
Mhm.
Great. You can also think about visit to places close to your city. I mean, probably you have seen many books, English books that work with Big Ben or I don't know, the Louvre Museum. And I don't know, think about something closer to your students. Where can they go, or what places can they visit instead of going to, I don't know, the Madame Tussauds Museum or things that are not near their reality. Think about.
Yes, we are thinking about adapting content from books to our reality, right?
Okay, excuse me, Miss Gabi and Miss
Yes.
Carolina. We have some other examples here in the chat in YouTube. For example, Miss Pamela Galean says, linguistic content, there are, and the context means of transport. And that makes me think about the means of transport that we have here in Salta. We cannot speak about, or we can present the subway, for example, but we do not have a subway here in Salta, but we do have trains because we have for public transport, for example, the one that goes to Campo Quijano, the train, buses, Uber, Didi. Yes, that's part of our reality. So I think that what you're saying is quite important, that we contextualize the content that we have in books that come from other countries.
Mhm. And remember that English is spoken in different parts of the world. So it's not only US or UK, you have also other countries that speak English. So maybe you can also, it's not that we are saying that you do not consider English speaking countries, but to change the routine or the things that are too common in English books, and because the idea is also related to the name of this course. The name of this course is Content Creators. We have a lot of books when we want to teach something. This is our, let's say, our first resource. But if we stick to the book, then we get far from the students' interest, because they are not probably new material, the ones we are using. I'm not sure what do you think. Let me know your thoughts. But in my experience, many teachers stick to old books, and old books have, material related to things that are not a part of the student's reality. What do you think?
Well, always.
I can listen to a teacher there.
Pero quiero hablar de.
Cynthia, can you please
Yeah,
turn
you
off?
can. I think she's speaking about our topic, but well, once you have this linguistic content and the context, we are going to move on to the first stage of the backwards design. But we are going to use as a helper the artificial intelligence. I think you may be familiar with the word prompt. Can you text what's your previous experience with them? What does a prompt mean? The word prompt mean?
What is a prompt?
What
Can
is
you
a prompt?
write in the chat box? Instructions. Okay,
Instructions.
Jose.
Okay. What about your experience with artificial intelligence? Can you share that too?
Or which one is your favorite? Because we have many.
Yes.
The
And
Luciano said it's the input we ask them to do, the instruction you give to AI. It's a
okay.
command. Chat GPT.
ChatGPT, all right. Is it useful? Do you use it to plan your lessons? What do you use it for?
Meta and ChatGPT are awesome. Gemini,
Right.
Perplexity.
All
Okay.
right, great. Because this is going to be your like your helper. Remember that artificial intelligence, as the word says, is artificial. It needs the human being to work properly. Yes, and for this we are going to formulate our objectives using the artificial intelligence, but we need to give our touch, right? A human touch. If we are reviewing the concept of prompt, is an instruction or question that we ask the artificial intelligence, how you guide it to give you the information or output you need. And for this to be effective, it has a number of steps or elements that you have to write. Yes, you are going to do this in English, remember. So it's not the same, right? But one of the things you have to consider, the first element is the role. So you are going to tell the artificial intelligence who it should act as. So that the artificial intelligence adopt a specific tone, style, or knowledge. Yes, so that's the first element. Then you have to be clear about the instruction or task you want the artificial intelligence to do. Yes, using action verbs. You have to tell it what to do. And you have to specify the audience. Yes, the audience who the final output is for. And when you say the audience, it will influence the word choice or complexity of language and the level of detail it provides. As we said before, the context. The context will be, let's say, extremely important for you to obtain the results. Yes, it says provide any necessary details or background the artificial intelligence needs to understand your request. And then you have to be specific about the requirements, the format, the length, the style, the tone, yes, because this will refine your answers or your output. Well, consider that we have 5 elements and we are going to develop our prompt so that we can get the objectives for our final project. Any questions so far?
I cannot see any questions. They were mentioning different AI, like Magic School, Meta, Copilot. So they are familiar with them.
All right. And what about the prompt, the structure of the prompt? Were you familiar with this structure?
Did you know the 5 components, or is something like new for you here? Will you share all this information with us? Sure.
Because at the beginning when we asked, there were a lot of people that were advanced too, so maybe they probably know already the structure of the prompts.
They are asking if we are going to share all of this with them.
Yes, of course. Everything will be in the platform for the Campus Edu Salta. You will have
The access.
the assignments of the projects and also the slides.
Yes. Miss Gabby and Miss Carolina in YouTube channel, they answered that instructions are commands and that they also mentioned some other chatbots such as Perplexity and DeepSeek. They also use that. And Miss Mariel Reales says that we must be very precise with the prompt to have good results. And Miss Marianel Miranda says that this is new for me. So this is new for some teachers, and some teachers are familiar with this, with writing prompts or with using chatbots.
Yeah, some
And,
teachers.
Yes, Melanie Sol says, I didn't know that the prompt needed to be so detailed.
Yes, some teachers are commenting that also, that
Yes.
specific requirements is new for them, also the role. Others knew this, but they have never implemented it. So they are going to do it now. Good information. Thank you.
All right. All right. So with this in mind, I'm going to show you a prompt we wrote with the topic of the celebrations and months of the year. So, for example, we are going to tell the artificial intelligence to act as a teacher of English as a foreign language. Like we are all in this role, right? And then we will ask it to generate a goal and 2 specific objectives for our lesson plan. This is our prompt, and the audience is going to be the group of primary students. If they go to 5th year, they probably are 10 years old. Yes. And the context, what we repeated a lot of times, working with celebrations in Argentina. This is very important that we set the context. And in this case, the specific requirements are the objectives have to be designed in terms of competencies. Yes, not in terms of linguistic content. Like have that in mind, keep that in mind, because this is extremely important. Considering that the linguistic contents are the verb to be and the months of the year. This would be like an example of a prompt we wrote for this class. And when we go to, let's, do you want to put your Gemini, Caro, or I don't know, any other chat? You want to copy this? Or should we?
Let me try.
Okay.
I cannot copy this.
No?
No.
Maybe I will try.
Please. One of the teachers says that he or she, I don't know who is Romero F, always says please and thank you, and it works better. Yes, it's quite difficult for me not to say please, thank you. But other teachers just say give me, provide.
It's a good habit. But yes.
Pamela says that.
Because we do not think about the artificial intelligence as a person, that's why we probably use more
Commands.
instructional language. Well, let me wait a second. Because my plan was to show you the result, but I want you to see how it works. And
which one are you going to
in
use?
real time. Wait. Wait this. second. I want to show them how it works.
Teachy is another AI, Teachy, Meta, Gemini, Copilot. Now we are going to use Gemini, right?
Gemini. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is working, but then we will show you the results. Yes, no, we will have to show them the results we got, because we are not allowed to enter this application from this.
Yes, it's
Well,
like copy and paste what Miss Gabby is showing you, the prompt. You copy that in and paste in Gemini, and you have the results.
Okay. Wait a second, Caro. I cannot. Can you share the? Okay. I'm back. Yeah, I couldn't share the window. Okay. Okay.
Miss Carolina, Miss Gabby, I would like to tell something to the audience. If you don't have a chatbot account, you can try entering or registering in a chatbot, for example, ChatGPT, and you can store there the conversations that you have with the chat. And you can use the same conversation to ask for more information or what you're asking about that specific prompt. And it will be easier for you to go to the same activity or content that you want from the chat. So that if you register, you can store, yes, ChatGPT stores all the conversations or any other chatbot. So it's important that you register.
Yeah, that's true, Alba. Okay, thank you for that contribution. So I will show you what my result was when I entered this prompt. Act as a teacher of English as a foreign language and generate a goal and 2 specific objectives for a group of primary school students, age 10 years old, working with celebrations in Argentina. The objectives must be designed in terms of competencies, considering that the linguistic contents are the verb to be and the months of the year. And my result was this. By the end of the unit, students will be able to identify and describe various Argentine celebrations using basic English phrases, demonstrating an understanding of the cultural significance of these events. Specific objectives, communicative competencies, students will be able to orally identify and state the month in which at least 3 significant Argentine celebrations occur, using the verb to be correctly in simple affirmative sentences. For example, Carnival is in February. Independence Day is in July. They will demonstrate this by participating in a class discussion or a show and tell activity. The linguistic competency, students will be able to accurately complete guided sentences and short descriptions about Argentine celebrations, correctly conjugating the verb to be and using the names of the month of the year. They will demonstrate this by completing a worksheet or a matching exercises, linking celebrations to their respective months. In this case, as you can see, they are going to only work with the months, not with the ordinary.
Hello.
different level of students.
We couldn't hear you. Yes, not ordinal numbers, just months and verb to be. Okay.
Yes. Okay. And then it's your turn to work on the first stage of your final work. Now that you have already chosen your linguistic content and context, you are going to create first the prompt. Yes, that's the first activity, creating the prompt. And you will share them through the chat. And after you share your prompts, we are going to try them with any artificial intelligence chat box. And finally, the final activity is sharing the objectives in the Padlet. Caro, any other?
Yes, before, I think we should show them again the prompt.
The prompt, so that they design the, okay, I will show this. Is this the correct slide?
No, the next one.
The next one?
Yeah, that one. The example of prompt.
It's gonna be easier for them. I want them to work harder for giving them this information, just that. What do you think?
I think we should help them with the second one. Come on, Miss Gabby.
No, I want them to think harder.
What do you think, teachers? Which one do you want, the first or the second?
No, they have to think about their role, the task, the instruction. If we give them the other slide, it's going to be easier for them.
All right.
Miss Alba, how is the streaming going?
Okay.
Yes, you can use
Yes,
any artificial intelligence.
yes, we are a little bit back, but now I'm sharing the link to the Padlet.
Well, it's not necessary right now, Alba, because first of all, they have to design the prompt.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
So,
sharing
we are
because
going
they are
to-
asking for the link.
Okay,
The
no,
link to the
just,
Padlet.
tell them that they have to, or well, just, I wanted to tell them that, first of all, they are going to design the prompt. Then
Okay.
share the prompt, and then share also what tool they are going to use.
Okay.
The Padlet is gonna be for the end.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
I'm back. Sorry, I had a problem with my microphone. I will read the teacher's questions, okay? Could you please share the slide with the task we have to do? Okay. The first is to design the prompt. Then you go to the AI, you get your objectives, and finally you share them in Padlet. Any questions? Sorry, Miss Gabby, as I left the meeting, you gave them some minutes to work with it. Está silenciada. Sorry, you are mute.
Sorry, yes. Well, the idea is that they work with the design of the prompt. Then we can, I mean, there is no need to rush, right? We need to, I mean.
Yes, like they have some minutes to work with it, like 10 minutes probably. Let us know if you are working with the prompt with a thumbs up.
If you have questions, yes. Remember that this is going to be your final project. So you need to take this seriously, right? So that, I mean, if we do this like step by step, at the end of the course, you will have your work ready, and you will get the certification. Because sometimes what happens with courses is that you start and then you don't find time to organize your project. And if you do it like step by step, then at the end you will have the result, and you only have to present your project and complete the course. That's I mean, well, our objective, or as Carolina told at the beginning, our goal is to foster, yes, the implementation of this backward design. And for this, we need to work step by step. In this case, the first stage is to design the objectives. Now it's easier for you because you have the artificial intelligence as a helper. And think about that the objectives you're going to get, probably they're not going to be perfect or exactly what you want. And so the idea is that you make the necessary changes before uploading them to the Padlet. If you get as a result the objectives and you do not agree with with the ideas, so you can change them. Yeah, because as we said, it's artificial. We can and must put our touch to these objectives.
Miss Gabby,
Nice, that's what
excuse me,
call
we have
nice.
some prompts
Uh-huh.
that
Okay.
were shared in the YouTube chat. For example, Fernanda Roxana Peralta says, she wrote, I'm a teacher of English as a foreign language. I'm working with buildings and features, and places in Argentina. Generate a general goal and 3 specific objectives for this lesson. This class is meant for teenage students aged 15, 16. They are working with places to visit in Argentina. The objectives have to be designed in terms of competencies considering the topics of modal verbs, should, and buildings features. Okay, that's the prompt.
Great. The first word, and she says, I'm a teacher, right? What
Yes.
we said at the beginning is that we should ask the artificial intelligence that it acts as an English teacher, as if it were an English teacher, right?
Okay. Yes, I have another prompt here written by Ms. Lorena Altamirano. Act as an English teacher and create an activity with objective and final task for students in secondary school in Salta. They are currently working on present simple and focused on routine.
I think she went farther because she only needs to create the objectives. What do you think, Alba? She asked the artificial
maybe,
to create
yes,
the lesson,
she
right?
asked for the final task, but the final task belongs to the objective. Yes, it's. I think it's fine.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
that's the outcome that she wants to get.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's true.
I think it's fine.
Okay. I can read one in the chat.
We have a question also written by Miss Ines. Is it possible to ask the AI the format in a table? I think yes, you can ask yes
The format of the prompt.
intelligence. Yes, when you say okay, write or give me the objectives in a table format, you have to ask yes, and it will give you the objectives in a table format.
That's true.
I have another prompt written or shared by Mr. Javier Rodriguez. I'm a teacher of English at secondary school. I work with teenagers with elementary English knowledge. I need objectives for a plan. The content is present perfect, and the context is life experiences. What do you think about that prompt?
I think it's okay, but again, the idea is that you ask the artificial intelligence to put you in your shoes. I mean,
yes, he says, yes, I'm a teacher of English at secondary school.
I am.
So,
And
yes,
you have
I think it's fine if you say that also. Act as or I'm. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Some teachers.
It will understand.
Some teachers say, become an English teacher, transform.
Okay.
But there is here, I will read one, and you tell me if this information is necessary or not. Act as a blah, blah, blah. I want you to generate a main general goal for a group of students of 12 years old who attend a public school in Salta City. Is that information necessary?
Probably artificial intelligence won't be familiar with public schools in Salta. Probably it won't. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that it's not, relevant for the artificial intelligence because it's, as we said, it's not familiar with our context. That's why we have to put our touch, as I said before.
like the social political context, right?
Of our city. Mhm. And I have to mention also that for the artificial intelligence to work better, it has to be trained. Yes, but this is another topic for a different course. And yes, it has to be trained in order to get better results. Okay, once you have your prompt ready, and if you are, or if you have questions, we are here to help you. You go to any of the artificial intelligence tool. You have mentioned some of them before: Perplexity, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, and paste that prompt and see what your results are. Yes, you will have this the QR code here for you to upload either like a photo or copy also the content and paste it into the Padlet with your name.
Yes,
with your full name, right? And
I would like to show them the Padlet because some teachers are not writing their names.
Okay, good. So I will stop presenting this for you to show them the Padlet.
Right. Here we are. Can you see it?
Not yet. Okay.
Well, I added my name and a picture just to illustrate what my topic is about, the context. If you want, also, you can add a picture.
Okay, but Gabriela Suarez got the assignment correctly. I can see also Micaela Arauz.
Yeah. Valeria. Beautiful.
Well, more than one objective, more than two. The complete lesson plan. We should work more on the assignments. So the idea is to upload the objective and objectives. That's all. Remember, it's not the whole lesson plan. I mean, you can also use it for the development of the final project, but the idea is to share the goals, just the goals. In the following meetings, we will give you some suggestions on the other parts of the lesson plan. Remember, and I don't know, maybe we can ask what's the next step after the design of the objectives. Who remembers that? In the backwards design, we are going to set the objectives first, and then what? What do you think? Chat, write it in the chat, please. What's the next step, which is not for this meeting, but for the next one? Ms. Alba, can you share this question?
The answer to...
In the streaming, I mean, did you get any answers? What's the next step after the objective?
No, not yet, because they are still answering or sharing the prompts.
The prompts.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I don't have any answer yet.
Okay, some people...
So, Ms. Gabi, are we going to ask teachers who are writing the complete lesson plan to adapt it and just write goals and objectives?
If they can do it, it's better, but have in mind that we only have we are designing the first step, and we are going to give you more tools in order, so that you can create your own lesson plans. Of course, that you can use the artificial intelligence to help you, but the idea is also that we integrate the technological resources. And for that, we need, or we are going to give you more tools. And it's better always to use our creativity, right? Before asking the artificial intelligence for doing everything for us. And remember that as we are going to give you some tools, you are going to design also some technological resources by yourself. And
Okay, Miss Gabby, we already have an answer
okay.
related to what's next. And Miss Ivana Rueda says select the content. What do you think about that? Is that the following stage or step?
I don't think so. I think we have already chosen the linguistic content and also the context and the objectives.
Okay, so it's not.
It's not.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean, Karina Perez? What's the thing you don't understand? Yes, please. Open up your mic. We cannot hear you, Kari. Karina Perez, we are waiting for your question. What do you mean that you don't understand? What do you need?
Please be more explicit so that we can explain again. Write in the chat if you want.
Yes, if you cannot open your microphone, you can always chat. Yes, some people are uploading complete lesson plans again. Not only the objectives.
Remember to write your name. I like this technology and future inventions, but who is the teacher here?
We do not have the names of the teacher.
Miss,
Yes.
I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Is it alright my content like family members?
Of course, yes.
And the context should be family members of the student? Like group, family group?
No, if you relate it to the student's life, is like describing your family or my family, like putting that into context. Is
maybe my family tree, my family tree.
My family tree, yeah.
Like
or a family photo album, for example.
Okay. Thank you, Miss.
Cynthia is asking, how can I add my name in Padlet? I will show you now.
I think if you go to the 3 points or dots here, you can edit your post or not.
Here in Sujeto, you edit and you go to Sujeto, and there you write your name.
Yeah, some people upload it with a title, but not with the name of the person. Okay, and still we cannot, we do not know what was Karina's doubt. The QR again, it says the QR for the Padlet needs Celia. Caro. Should I put it again?
Shall I stop sharing?
Yes, please. Because some people need the
Okay.
QR for the Padlet.
Sure.
Am I presenting? No.
Now it's there.
Okay.
So please do not paste everything. Like we also have the end of the conversation with the AI. Do not paste everything, just goals and objectives, okay?
Yeah, and we
Please.
have like a, let's say, a distinction that we can have in mind, that goals are very general. Let's say are like the final thing we want our students to achieve. And in order to get to those goals, we have objectives, like small steps towards that goal. Yes, that's the idea. That's why we ask you to write one goal and two specific objectives. How do you get there? How do you get, or your students, or what's the outcome you want your students to produce? And what are the steps that you are going to follow? Those are the objectives.
Okay, Miss, here there's
Yes.
a mistake, Padlet with double D. It's only one D, yes?
Okay.
Sorry for that.
That's okay.
Okay, Miss Gabby, we have
Yes.
another answer here related to the steps. The following, Miss Ines says, the following steps should be organization of content and then selection of learning experiences. What do you think about that answer?
Caro,
Yes.
what about this answer? Alba says, what's the next step after designing the objectives?
Is the process or Sam, I'm reading here. Sorry, I was checking some answers. Shall I answer, or are you
Yes,
asking?
please, because I mean, we are preparing the audience for the following meeting, which is going to be, I mean, likely next Monday. So in this Monday meeting, next Monday, we are going to go on working with the following stage.
All right.
Someone in the streaming said the next stage is the collection.
Yes, after specifying the objectives, we are going to work on assessment. We have to think how are we going to assess our students, and what is like the final product we want from them. All right.
And also, another, let's say, spoiler is that we are going to work with the different skills, skills, linguistic skills, and we are going to present some activities for you to, tools for you to design your activities.
Yes, because here, as you can see in the objectives they are competency-like. We have to work with them, adapting our materials to work with competencies.
Okay.
Miss Carolina or Miss Gabby, would be interesting if you show or read some of the objectives that were produced by the chatbots that were consulted by some of the participants in the Padlet.
Okay, yes. I will stop sharing this one, Caro.
Right. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so Miss Sofia Diaz, she is going to work with future tense with will. The context is technology and future inventions. And the goal, students will be able to make simple predictions about future technology using will in spoken and written forms. Objectives, students will identify predictions about future inventions in short texts or videos, recognizing the structure will plus the base form. And they will also make their own predictions about the future using will and topic-related vocabulary, for example, robots, smart homes, electric cars. All right. Let's see another one. Natalia Caterinuzzi.
Okay.
She is going to work with the simple past tense when discussing the lives and achievements of scientists and inventors. And she has specific goals related to reading comprehension, reading biographical texts, identifying key events, understanding key events. Right. As regards writing, students will be able to write short biographical paragraphs or summaries about scientists and inventors. All right.
Yes. That's the lesson plan we
Well,
do.
this is not necessary here, okay, Natalia? I cannot see here the name of the teacher. Federico Velázquez. Okay, he's going to work with Argentine dishes, the verb to be, and vegetables. Students will be able to describe typical Argentine dishes using the verb to be and identify common vegetables present in these dishes. Good. I'm hungry now. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to accurately form affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences using the verb to be when describing the characteristics, ingredients,
Wait a second
taste.
over there. Wait a second, Caro. When it says accurately, be able to accurately form affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Remember that we are standing from a communicative approach, and you have to consider that this would not be appropriate. So that's why I told you at the beginning that artificial intelligence is just a tool. You have to use it and also, let's say, humanize it. So you do not copy and paste everything it says. That's what some people are doing now. Because this is, just a tool. You are the teacher and you know what to do with your students. You know how you want them to perform at the end of the unit. Yes, and if you take everything as it says, it's not going to be communicative if you think about this particular objective. And so what you should do is take their ideas or the artificial intelligence ideas and transform them as we said before, focusing on competencies. What do you think, Caro?
Yes, like how can you rephrase this in a more clear way? Like, what kind of questions do you want your students to ask?
So
It should be more
the idea
specific.
was that they design the prompt, or the people design the prompt, and you get the artificial intelligence ideas and adapt them to your context. If they are not, or you read carefully what is it offers, and then you change or adapt it to your context. It's not that everything it says is okay.
You keep asking the AI, rephrase this or give me one example. You should ask for more. Yes.
Well, let's see another example, because we are getting to the end in a way. And before doing that, we need to clarify these things.
Let's see, Miss Rosita Ruiz. Goal, okay. To help students develop communicative competence in using the present continuous tense for describing current actions, temporary situations, and planned future events. I cannot see the context here, but okay, let's see.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, remember, when you give the prompt, it has to be properly structured so that you get the results better. Yes. I can see that she, or Rosita, Miss Rosita, stated that it has to be communicative, but I probably think there are some parts of the prompt missing, probably.
Maybe if she writes, or if teachers write, if they specify the objectives in terms of functions, not in terms of grammar structures. That can be
That's,
more,
yeah, that's right. The functions, that was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Functions. If you specify functions, you will not get these grammar-based goals or
competencies. Competencies also. Micaela Bazan, she's working with simple past tense, regular and irregular verbs. Okay, contextual theme, technological inventions for communication. The primary aim of this lesson is to enable students to accurately use and comprehend the past simple tense, focusing on both regular and irregular verb forms within the relevant and engaging context of historical technological advancements in communication.
Wait a minute there. Again. The focus, if you see, the focus is on grammar. And that is not our idea when we design our lesson plans. The focus is different.
What you can do, or if you get those results, okay, you can rephrase the prompt, telling, okay, tell me, or rewrite the objectives in terms of function and focus on the functions of the grammar structures within the context, and they can see if that can be corrected by AI also. Yes, if you can ask or iterate. Yes, that's the right word when you ask the AI to answer many times or to change the results, to iterate. Yes, you can also do that.
That's true.
Okay, lights, camera, English, Luciano Teran. The goal is to enable students to communicate in English in real-life contexts related to going to the cinema by using the verb to be and functional language for asking about and purchasing snacks and drinks, as well as expressing preferences and giving simple descriptions of movies. Specific objective 1, yeah.
Again, maybe you can rephrase that one because it's also focusing on grammar. Everything that is related, it's not that it's wrong, but it has to be expressed in terms of functions.
Let's see if we can find an example. Okay, the main goal is to make a hotel reservation and the different payment options the hotel has. What do you think?
I think it needs more development. I would like to see what was your prompt. Yeah, I think, yeah, we need a longer prompt.
What about this one?
Let's see. To develop learners, I cannot see the whole picture. To develop learners' ability to communicate effectively and spontaneously in English on abstract and complex. That's all. I cannot see topics using precise vocabulary. I'm not sure if when you developed this goal, you were specific about the topic, because I cannot see the topic here, just communicate. That's okay, right? The context of the or the linguistic content or the context.
Excuse me. Yes, I would like if you can show the objectives that Miss Karina Ontiveros shared.
All right.
That's in the Padlet. I think that's the answers are very interesting.
Okay.
The answers that she got in terms of the objectives, because she asked for the objectives for a lesson of a lesson plan on Have Got, plus parts of the body for first year secondary school students written in terms of competencies. And she got the objectives, a lesson goal, and then she got the objectives in terms of communicative competence on the different aspects of communicative competence, that is to say linguistic competence, communicative competence, social linguistic and strategic competence. And I think that's quite appropriate and quite useful, because the objectives are divided into different aspects that you have to take into account when delivering your lesson or designing your lesson plan, because it's divided into the linguistic competence, that is to say the grammar, the linguistic, the phonetic aspect, and then the communicative competence, exchange personal information, for example, write short, accurate descriptions of classmates, social linguistic, that is to say using the appropriate language and expressions, and strategic, the strategies that students can use in order to understand and internalize the content. Okay, I think that's I like that.
What's the name of the person?
Karina Ontiveros. Yes, I think that there are other similar ones. For example, Micaela Arauz Martinez results. The chat gave her the specific objectives in terms of the linguistic, communicative, social, cultural, and writing competence. In that case, I think that they have different answers.
Well, we have another comment on this for Luciano. And you can tell me what you think about it. It says functional, communicative, but the grammatical content should still be included. Otherwise, the activity could be appropriately for any different level if I just mention the context. The grammar will be taught didactically, but the overall approach is functional. Yes, I agree with you. I just what I think is that when you develop your objectives, you should develop the objectives in terms of functions. The content, of course, that it's, I mean, will be decided because you will have your syllabus and you need to choose the context, the content and the context, right? But when you develop your objectives, they need to be in terms, be done in terms of functions. That's what I understand.
Yeah. Yes, what I'm thinking about is that if you want to get the results as Miss Karina Ontiveros got, I don't know if there are other ones that are similar to hers. I think that you can ask the AI to write the objectives in terms of communicative competence. Yes, instead of competencies, you can write communicative competencies, and it will. So you can try, of course, if you are going to get, I think that you're going to get the 4 aspects of
Right.
communicative competence, and that will be quite complete for
Right.
your course. Yeah.
But I think we will try. Of course, that we have. We need as like. We need to have a look at all the examples. As you can see, there are more than 100.
Yeah.
We will do our best to say some comment on the Padlet, yes, because that's what you need in order to create your project. If the objectives are not stated properly, then probably the rest of the project will not be centered.
Coherent.
What's coherent. Yeah, that's true. And so we will do our best to give you some feedback on your objectives. But if you think, I mean, you can consider the structure that we shared at the beginning. And maybe, as I said before, reformulate them, having in mind the structure of the prompt and also the functional language.
I think they have until next Monday to complete
Yes,
this
you can
assignment.
rephrase it.
And we will be sharing with you the structure, the components of the prompt so that you can try again. So don't worry.
Yes, I think that you can share general feedback, including some good examples and some examples that can be improved.
That's true.
From the Padlet. Yes, because
Right.
I think that's quite impossible to answer. Yes, because there are almost 200 participants.
Yeah,
in Meet
that's true.
and in YouTube, so we have many. And I would like Miss Gabby and Miss Carolina to start closing the activity and this session, because we have to
complete the attendance
certificate, the attendance registration at 11:50, more or less. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Well, I will share the last slide. Okay. No, I think. Okay. Wait a second. Well, so as I said before, I think that by this Friday you will have the information to enter Campus Edu Salta so that you can complete the first stage. And now, if you have any questions, you can also write them in the chat box. And for getting your certificate for the attendance of the day, you can scan this QR code. It was a pleasure to be here with you today, and it was very enriching, and I think it will be also a pleasure to read all your productions at the end of the course.
Thank you so much. Any question? Very useful tips. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Thanks for all the tips. Thank you for being there.
Being there, yes. So there you have to complete the attendance. Some people are going to get the certificate today, and as we only have 100 people for today, then tomorrow you will get, if you didn't get it right away, then you will get it tomorrow.
Yeah. And I have also shared the link. It is pinned in the chat box of the YouTube channel. And so you can enter there. Be careful when you complete the details, your last name, your names, the email address, please. It has to be accurately written because you are going to be sent the username and the passwords of Campus Edu Salta to that email. So be careful, because if you don't receive it, it means that perhaps you have full storage and you cannot get more emails, or you wrote it in the wrong way. So please be careful with your details, your ID number. And you also have, it says it's an exit ticket. So you also have 3 questions, because we want some feedback from you. And so that we work and we get that feedback and we work on that feedback for the following sessions. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Alba. Also, I wanted to thank all the people who are following us through YouTube. We couldn't read your posts, but Ms. Alba was reporting everything here, and we are happy to have you here in this course too.
Gabby, here one student is asking if the QR is only for people who need the certificate of attendance. No,
it's for everyone, because there we will get your mails to give you access to the campus. If you don't complete it, we will not have your email addresses, because remember that a lot of people didn't attend the session. So the ones who are present are the ones who can continue, because that's a requirement for the course to attend the meetings.
The 4 meetings.
And we will send you the information with your emails about the platform.
Yes, everyone should complete the link, and the link is pinned in the chat in the YouTube channel, in the YouTube chat. Please, you have to go to the pinned message and click on that, and you can register your attendance. Everyone should register the attendance. And when I say pinned, is mensaje fijado, right? Pinned message.
So no questions.
No questions so far?
No.
Yes, I would also like to mention, I don't know if you have already mentioned, that you're going to work towards the final project in a progressive way, and you're going to start completing. So this is the first step, yes, completing the objectives, generating the objectives. And then the following weeks, yes, Miss Gabby and Miss Carolina, who are in charge of the course, they are going to tell you what to do next, yes? The idea is that you complete the final project progressively, week by week.
Thank you, Jose. He says it's great to have new tools for our current lessons. Thank you.
Okay, some participants in the YouTube channel are also answering or saying goodbye with thanks. Thanks a lot. Excellent. Thank you, Mrs. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we are happy. You are happy with us and with the course. This first session. I hope it motivates you to continue. And remember that there are 3 other sessions next Monday. Schedule that, please, in your calendars. We have our second session, and we are going to continue with more engaging activities.
Yes, and we will have one more meeting before the holidays and 2 after the holidays. So that's...
Thanks a lot for connecting. Thanks a lot for sharing your time with us. We are also grateful that many teachers from other parts of the province that sometimes you are not able to attend English development course for teachers, professional development courses for English teachers. We know that there are a few courses and this is free. This has points for you. So I think that that's also great for you, for teachers that are from other provinces, and this is completely done online. Okay.
Tanya, I want to answer to Tanya. If you are not working, write the name of the school in which you are practicing and the level.
Yes.
Yes, or otherwise you can write the name, because I included school, colegio, maybe escuela primaria, colegio secundario, or institution, maybe Instituto Salteño de Idiomas, or academic school where you, private academic school, language school where you work, or Instituto Superior de Formación Docente. Yes, because if you're a student, you belong to that school, because maybe if they are not practicing, they can write to which Instituto Superior de Formación Docente, whether it is private or state-run.
So that we know that you are students.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to be in this training. Very nice activities, very clear and concise. Thank you very much. Thank you, Noemi Padilla. Can we see all this in EduSalta?
You will, for sure. You will, I think, before Friday or on Friday. More or less, we do not have a specific date, but before the end of the week, I'm pretty sure that you will have the information to enter, and within the platform, you will find all the resources.
Yes, we have one question. Jimena Pistan asked, is the class going to be available to rewatching it? Yes, with the same link that you have gotten in the email, you are going to be able to watch the session again. It will be available in the channel that belongs to Fortalecimiento de Inglés, to the English team. And I would add that you can also subscribe, yes, to the channel, and you will receive the updates in your emails. So I think that's, yes, you can rewatch it any times you want, okay? And everyone should register in the attendance form, because in that way you are going to register your attendance. And also if you want the certificate of attendance for your school, it's going to be available. Yes, the teachers are going to share, Miss Gabby and Carolina, the teachers are going to share a folder where you're going to get your certificate in PDF format. And once you register, you can exit. Yes, you can disconnect from the Meet session and also from the YouTube once you register. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
If you have completed, you may leave. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And a nice week.
And a nice week. Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. So we will stop sharing now, Alba, or do you think a couple of...
No, let's wait until the time is up.
Okay.
It's 12, okay.
Well, all
Wait.
right. No
Yes.
problem.
I want to read a comment here.
Yes, read, please.
Finally, a course for English teachers that is well prepared and truly meaningful. Thank you so much. This is more than I expected. Daniela Gomez, you have a 10 in advance. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
you.
Dani. That's nice. Thank you.
See you soon. See you next Monday. A pleasure meeting you.
That's true. Don't forget that our next session is on next Monday.
Please
Before
make a
fall.
screen capture of that comment, Carolina. You?
Okay.
That was really nice. So sweet. Do the people in the screening already left or not?
Yes, they are leaving the. Yes, but we should wait more minutes.
Yeah. Don't worry. Just
Okay. We also remind you that all the materials, the resources, everything that was shared here will be shared in Campus EduSalta once the course is activated, because if you already have a username and a password in Campus EduSalta, you can use the same details to log in, but the course is not already activated. So when it is activated, we will let you know through the emails that you provide in the attendance form. Okay. So everything will be shared. We will share everything. Okay, we have another comment by Miss Ines. It was a great lesson. I'm freezing. I am happy. Yes,
Well,
everyone's freezing, I think.
happy to hear that. Not that you're freezing, but
Yes, and then we have Miss Gabriela Copa's comment. Bye, see you, thanks. It was incredible. All the class enriching.
great.
It's a lot.
And thank you, Miss Alba, for being with us and sharing all the information from the other platform.
Oh no, you're welcome. It's a pleasure for me to be with you here.
There are
Thank
also
you to
other
all the
people working.
team,
Cristina is also working with
Miss
the.
Cristina
Yes,
and Miss
okay.
Claudia.
Yeah, thanks to Miss Cristina Villagra, who was making the live streaming through YouTube possible. And also thanks to our coordinator, Miss Claudia Corimacho. And also to our general coordinator of the ICT team, who is Magister Julio Cesar Corimacho.
Yes. They make all of this possible. Thank you.
Okay, we remind the Meet participants who are still on this Meet. We are going to close this Meet. I think that if you have already registered on the form, you are ready to leave. Okay, you can disconnect.
Should I stop sharing or not?
Okay, I think because it's 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.